And so the real healing journey begins. Are you ready? We just wrapped up practice week, and now the real tracking begins. Are you ready? What's beautiful is, while we give our brain something to do, while it's tracking the consistency, while it's focused, the soul and yourself gets to lead. Here, you get to have a voice. The brain is focused over on the shelf. The soul and the self are present. I mentioned there was going to be 10 phases of our healing journey. Sleepwalking, breakdown, awakening, undoing, choice, healing, reclaiming, rising up, softening, and alignment. Throughout these phases, we're going to be building confidence. Confidence. Now, our first phase is sleepwalking. This phase can be very, very painful. Very, very painful. I want everyone who is listening to know that everyone is in this phase. Everyone starts here, has been here, has experienced this phase. Do not feel judgment to hear you're in sleepwalking phase. Let's take a look at what sleepwalking means. Sleepwalking means surviving. Surviving. Some of us have had to survive relationships. Some of us have had to survive certain situations. All of us have had to survive the last few years in this world. We have all been surviving. Here's the part about sleepwalking that is so hard. Are you ready? Truth. Truth. We are avoiding the truth in this phase. Yeah, we're avoiding truth. When we are recovering from trauma and emotional pain, we are avoiding a lot of truths. Now, I'm not going to say that everyone here is a liar. What I am going to say is everyone who is recovering from emotional pain and who is trying to overcome conditioning in the brain, which means people-pleasing, conditioning, trauma response, you have learned how to lie. People-pleasers are lying. How are you? I'm fine. What do you want to do? I would love to do what you want to do. When you are not yourself, you are lying to yourself. Here's the thing about truth. You probably had a childhood where the truth came to you in a very harsh tone. It came to you in criticism. It came to you in judgment. It came to you in something you were doing wrong. It came to you with a raised voice. It came to you through a bad grade. Whatever it was, it came to you in a way where you learned that truth is a negative experience. When you were honest about how you were feeling, you were too much. When you were honest about your pain, it was, whoa, that happened to you? Why? When you were honest, you got a response that made you shut down. Here's the thing. Liars don't heal. They don't. Think about it. Think about people who cheat, right? The famous quote out there, once a cheater, always a cheater. Why? It depends. There's always the exception to the rule. What's the exception to the rule? People who get caught and are sorry they got caught are very different than people who got caught and were willing to look at why. You see, in sleepwalking, we are avoiding something in our life. Many of you watching, maybe you're in a relationship right now that you know you aren't supposed to be in, but you aren't willing to leave. So you sleepwalk. You go through the motions. You go through the motions of what a relationship should look like, but you don't actually feel the way you should feel in that relationship. In fact, you probably feel more alone than ever. Some of you are sleepwalking in your career. Some of you are sleepwalking in your emotions. You're sleepwalking in parenthood. It doesn't matter where we are sleepwalking. We all sleepwalk. Here is an important piece to sleepwalking. Shame. The reason why truth feels bad is we experience shame. But I'm going to challenge you, because we have our own story about what truth is and what it means. People in your life, toxic relationships, will use shame against you to keep you sleepwalking. Imagine if you were sleeping and you don't want to wake her up. We don't want to wake them up because when they wake up, I have to actually do something. You start to wake up, shh, 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 shh. Shh, 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 shh. Shame is your lullaby. Shame sings you back to sleep. Now, there's a difference in feeling bad about something with ownership and feeling shame about something in trauma. We are going to learn things on this healing journey. Terrible things have happened to you and you have done terrible things. We all have. We all have. If you aren't willing to look at the terrible things you have also done, you're only going to heal so much. Looking at truth is not meant to punish us. It's meant to awaken us. When we are sleepwalking, we are feeling shame. Or nothing at all. Sleepwalking is also unhealthy detachment, disassociation, neutral, putting walls up. I don't give two shits. Oh, you don't? You might not feel the two shits you give in sleepwalking, but I guarantee you, you do give two shits. You do. You wish you didn't, but you do. Sleepwalking is an inability or a lack of desire to see the truth of a situation. I want you to think about this. What part of your life do you want to change? Yeah? What part of your life do you want to change? You're here for a change, right? I mean, you were here on the free course sign up. There was a little button, right? And it was a question you had to answer. What would help you today? What do you want to change? What are you looking for? Change! You want to change something, which means you want to grow, which means you want to evolve, which means something isn't going the way you want it to, which means you've started to see some truth. You've started to see some truth about something. You see, change comes from the truth, even if it's unwanted truth. It's truth. We step on the scale, shit. Truth. I may not want to see that truth. I can choose to feel shame and go back to sleepwalking and avoid the situation and do all the same behaviors to keep me there that grows the situation that I don't want to be in. Or I can see that truth and go, shit. I'm going to change. No truth feels amazing when you want to change something, okay? So like you say, oh, okay, I want more love and light. I want more abundance. I want more healing. Beautiful. So you want more truth about your darkness. You want more truth about what you've done to other people. And you want more truth about why you suck at money. No, that's not what I asked for. I asked for healing. Healing is facing the music. Healing is looking at the facts, it's looking at the truth, which is why it's a really good thing we got the brain over there focused right now on commitment. Because we're not supposed to attach a story to that pain. We're not supposed to attach a story to that truth. We're not supposed to attach a story to that truth. It's just the truth. If I step on the scale and say, oh, well, here we go. I'm always like this. It always goes this way. This is just who I am. I'm never going to change. I'm always going to be this way. La, 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 la. That keeps you stuck. Remember our phrase, I'm willing to believe that possibly maybe. I'm willing to believe that possibly maybe this can change this time. Because I've never had my brain over there before. All of a sudden, it's a new story. All of a sudden, you have a different set of circumstances. All of a sudden, it's different. Truth is really hard to see on your own, especially in sleepwalking. You've become very good at avoiding it. Some of you will be able to identify this clarity on your own, and that's beautiful. Some of you will need the support package where you have your hand held through this moment of clarity. It is always easier to see someone else's behavior, actions, thoughts, and feelings than it is to see our own. Because we're used to it. It's a story. It's like a movie you've seen 100 times. You're not really focused on the detail as much as you are first and second time. I want you to think about this. Your true change lies on the other side of what you are avoiding. So if you want to look at what you're ready to change, look at what you're currently avoiding. What I want us to do this week, I want us to take the stigma out of avoiding, the judgment out of not wanting to hear the truth. Every human experiences this. I myself, okay, have loved to sleepwalk, okay? Sleepwalking is what keeps us easily controlled. We're easily controlled, manipulated. You don't want to be these things anymore, you're gonna have to wake up. You're gonna have to face the truth. But here's the thing. Our next phase after sleepwalking is breakdown. And then it's awakening. So we're not going to dive into facing the truth just yet. We need to identify what is lulling us to sleep. Where's your shame? What story keeps you there? What are you avoiding? What truth are you afraid to see? We're not going to dissect the truth this week. But I want you to look at where in your life are you sleepwalking? What brought you here? We are here to spark your soul, which means we're here to wake you up. You are waking up to your life. You're seeing it with fresh eyes. Imagine if I were to step into your life. I wake up. What do I see? I'm going to see your home, what you choose to wear, how you choose to get ready in the morning. I'm going to see who you're spending your time with, who's in your home, what social media feed you have. It's curated to whatever your interests are. I'm going to see your TV programming. I'm going to see your routines. I'm going to see your life through my lens. It's going to be a hell of a lot different than seeing it through your lens. Just like if you were to wake up in my life and see the choices I make and how I choose to spend my time, who I choose to spend my time with. Now, one isn't better than the other. One isn't less than the other. One just brings different results than the other. And it's not just these two options that are available to us. There is so many different options. I do not recommend trying to become anyone else that you are inspired by. You need to become your own inspiration, which means you have to be willing to look at the truth of your life, the real starting point of your life. How do you know how to gauge your healing if you don't know where you're starting? People want to skip the sleepwalking phase, but how do you know if you're evolving? How do you know if you're healing? How do you know if you are getting movement? You only know by the progress of where you start. And so the more honest you are here, the more healing you're going to experience. Honest people heal. Honest people are never perfect. Honest people have big regrets, have big mistakes, have moments where shame may make sense. And that's okay. We all do. Where are you afraid to see truth in your life. You aren't alone. You aren't alone. For those of you that want a little bit extra inspiration along this healing journey, I have an audio book. I guess you can call it book. It's more like spoken poetry, where I give my personal experience through each of these 10 phases. You can hear me. I've been sleepwalking. I get it. We all do. Typically, where we avoid the truth is because we don't want to be different and we don't want to be lonely. But it doesn't change the fact that we're more alone than ever in this phase. Doesn't matter who is around you. You could be in a room of people. If you're sleepwalking, you're alone. Think about it. You may fall asleep next to someone, but when you dream, when you sleep, you have an experience all your own. You don't share dreams with the person next to you. If you do, that's pretty cool. You have your own experience. It's the same with sleepwalking. And it can be so painful to see the truth. It can be so painful to answer these questions, to look at what you're avoiding. And guess what? We're doing it together. Everyone is afraid of this phase. Everyone feels like what they're going to say might be too much. Everyone feels like what they're going to say is way too much to heal. There is nothing that you can avoid where you are willing to see the truth that cannot be healed. Yay! Are you willing to possibly maybe look at the truth at where you're sleepwalking and make it to step 2? Guess what? Step 2, phase 2 is breakdown, which means we get to have an emotional reaction about it. And it's not happiness. But I want you to explore this week. I want you to notice. I want you to look at moments in your day, in your life, how you spend your time, how you're talking with people, how you're scrolling online. What are you avoiding? What are you wanting to change? Keep a notebook. Write it down. What are you unhappy about? What are you shameful about? What story keeps you here, not changing the behavior to change the result? What is your lullaby? What do people in your life use against you, knowing they can put you right back where you were? Maybe it's money. Maybe it's a memory that makes you feel so bad about yourself. How dare you ask them to change? Look at you. Whatever it is, we need to know what these hot topics are in ourselves so that we know how we work, so that we don't fall asleep. We don't fall back asleep. You are worthy of change. You are worthy of confidence. I don't care what shameful moment keeps you here. I don't care what shameful memory it is. I don't care what shitty thing you have done. I don't care. You are here wanting to see the truth, and you deserve healing, acceptance, freedom, the weight on your shoulders to be lifted. This week's rough. It's hard. I know. Healing is a journey, okay? Let me remind you. Sleepwalking, we all have moments in sleepwalking. There's a reason why healing doesn't happen in a weekend or an hour. How many of you have said, oh, why is healing taking so long? Why is it taking so long for me? It's probably because you heal by how much truth you're willing to see and accept. No one wants to heal, see, and accept all the truth of their life in every moment, all at once. I sure don't. Give it to me in small doses, please. You aren't doing anything wrong. You're going at your own pace. This healing journey is different for everyone. For some of us, it's going to take 10 years. And you know what? That is unpopular opinion, but it's truth. Some of you it'll take less. Some of you it'll only take 1. But don't focus on the timing, because timing is also what brings you right back to sleepwalking. Time is the one truth we as humans fear the most. It's true. Now, we're on a healing journey, and you're going to need some water. Connection is water. The more you connect, the better you're going to feel. I want you to post. We have a cozy connection cafe in our course login. If you are not going to be a part of the Facebook group, I highly encourage you to post here. I want you to post your thoughts this week publicly. Yeah, publicly. For those of you in the Facebook group, awesome. Post them publicly. There's a list of questions down below to answer. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The more honest you are, the more healing will happen. And the more publicly you post, the more connection you will feel. And the more connection you have, the timeline of your healing will shorten. Yeah. You are beautiful. The people around you in this experience, they feel the same way you do. Nervous, too much, unsure if they're really ready to heal and face the truth. And also so damn ready. Like, should have signed up yesterday. Ready. There are support packages on this journey. They're listed below. Feel free to check them out and step into whichever one you need. But listen to those around you. Feel them. Show compassion and grace. Show them what you want to be shown, and receive when you are shown it. You are beautiful. Take a deep breath. Sleepwalking, sleepwalking. Take some time this week. Notice, answer the questions. And I can't wait to read your answers. I can't wait to see what healing is about to take place. I told you in one of the first videos, healing happens with focus. And we need to know what we're healing before we start on this healing journey, yes? We need to know what we're healing. What are you preparing to see some heavy truth in? Yeah. What's the pattern? What's keeping you stuck? I am so happy you're here. I wish I could just dive through the screen, give you a big hug, because I know this stuff is not easy. But here's the thing. I know you can do it. Take a deep breath. You signed up for this experience for a reason. Don't let yourself down. Don't let your soul and self down. Keep the brain over there. I'm willing to believe that possibly maybe people in this group will show me support and love like I've never seen and felt before. All right, you guys. Happy healing! Let's have an amazing week. Let me know if you need help. Can't wait to see your posts. I really and truly can't wait. There is beauty in the breakdown. We're going to be jumping into that phase next week. But the truth sets you free. And the truth is where we heal. So let's shine light, shine truth in the darkness of shame, so that we can wake up. And when you wake up, you're not alone. When you wake up, you're here together, surrounded by people who are all looking for the same thing. I'm right here. It's okay. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Happy healing.